Yeah, that's perfect right there. Yep, yeah, hey, and I'm still a big dog. Lift up your leg. Catch a breeze, part 2, man. Shout out Ariella. Shout out to God. Listen, yeah. I told niggas I wanted to catch a breeze, then I finally got it. Yike pop going outside, I highly doubt it. Mama gave me plenty love, now I gotta try to find a way to live without it. Child support eating up my pockets. It was cool, but the heat returned. I knew it, that's from experience. You live and you learn. Tunnel vision, it means nothing when your vision get blurred. You run into a wall, that's when your obstacles reoccur. When you on a mission, and I'm on a mission to put the city on my back where I finally did it. Hella niggas, they doubted me, Zachariah was with it. And we was too deep, pushing the gospel white in the trenches. That's when niggas joined up to simmer it, calm down. Caught a breeze for a minute, the spirit's involved now. Say what? Let it breathe. Say what? Catch your breath. Okay. We bought it out on them corners till it was nothing left. 9 years in the truth, striving to do my best. Feet hurting from my Timbs, nigga. Facts. And I never been a bench warmer, so when coach put me in the game, I had the ball above the rim, nigga. Precepts, remember those, run a pick and roll. You bring it out, I break it down, that's what I was told. And never be a lazy servant is what I was told. Burying talents in the ground, my nigga, hell no. I let my light shine, kicking all of these nice rhymes. Ox salt, baking this flavor over your mind. And then I finally caught a breeze. Listen, I had to parasail off it and told my Ock I'ma ride with him till the wheels fall off it. Facts. So if they touch you, then it's nothing nice. That's the love of Christ. There's no greater love than one laying down his life. Bag deeper than water, niggas could drown thrice. Pull you out with this living water, bring you back to life. I'm trying to catch me a breeze, I thought I told ya. Everybody catching a breeze, nigga, I'm Oprah. Maneuver through the city where it's slimier than okra. I'm hard body of heat and it's sweeter than Fruitopia. Says he be on your mind, you gotta tighten up. We all Israelites, but niggas they ain't nice as us. Space City Records, well respected, boots on the ground. We pushing the gospel till it's accepted in the common household. Wicked ways, we live without those. Knocking my enemies out cold. And I know the ops mad cause the Lord preparing a table. Everybody eats as Jaquab carry the label. I never wanted to be a nigga who did it on his own, but fuck it, I'm grown now and perfectly able. And that shit in my bloodline, I seen it enough times. No need for a punchline, my rap is hella divine. This rap is done by design. Hey, and I'm still a big dog. Lift up your leg. Catch a breeze, part 2.
Yo, shalom, people, right? Space City coming to you live, right? Just run in the building, right? You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody's been doing well, but everybody's been keeping watch and paying attention to the times out there, right? You know what I'm saying? Listen, people, flood in today. We got a quick little lesson going into some stuff. We're gonna get straight into some smoke, people, because I see brothers is, like I told brothers in the camp, it's finna be a slow burn for this understanding, this new moon, this Pentecost breakdown, of course. People are starting to actually look at it, and they, a lot of people are actually starting to come to their senses. They're starting to see what we're talking about. But we're always gonna have some pushback. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Let's see. Let me go live. I said go live. Let me share my screen. I'm gonna go ahead and get into some precepts, people. Right. We're gonna start off strong, people. 2nd Esdras 14. My bad. So I has some stuff on the screen. 2nd Esdras 14. We're gonna start at verse 11. It says the whole history of the world is divided into 12 periods, and the 10th period is already arrived. Hold on, let me make sure y'all can see what I see. It's a lot. There we go. It says the whole history of the world is divided into 12 periods, right? And the 10th period has already arrived. And it is over. And it is half over. Only 2.5 parts remain. It says, so set your house in order, right? Warn your people, comfort those who are humble, and teach those who are wise, right? Because we have to understand, people, in this last time, these last days, the most important thing that you can do for yourself, for your own salvation, is to make sure your house is in order, right? Make sure that the things that you had take care of all the unnecessary things in your life, right? Cut out all the unnecessary stuff, the BS, for lack of better words, right? Separate from your spirit the unclean thing. Get your spirit right, people. It says warn your people, because do this work. If you've been given the gift of being able to understand this truth, right, understand the words of the Lord, it's time to go and warn your people. It's time to go and wake our people up and let them know who they are. It's time to come back to the Most High God, right? It says, comfort those who are humble and teach those who are wise. It says, then say goodbye to this mortal life. Put earthly cares away from you. Throw down your human burdens and lay aside your weak human nature, because it's time to put on the incorruptible, right? Let me see. I got a precept. Let's go into it. Right. Paul says the same thing in his letters, right? Mortify. Right. Let me see. I'm gonna try to get this real quick. This is Colossians. I'm just typing in and see if it pops up on here. If it does. Hold on. I might have to open up a different tab, people. Salakia. Yeah, they're not finna. The U version of the Bible app ain't working for your butt. So now I gotta go into old school. You feel me? Hold on. Nothing too crazy. Here we go. All right. Spell Colossians wrong, whatever. Colossians 3. It says, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth. Let me make it bigger for y'all. Fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, right? Like evil concupiscence and covetousness, which is idolatry, right? These things are things that you find in the law, people. Inordinate affection, right? Evil concupiscence, fornication, uncleanness, for which things sake the wrath of God cometh on the children of disobedience, right? That's the point. You understand what I'm saying? Walk in obedience to the Most High God. Let me get back and put the other one back on screen. I see how I got to do it now. It's good. So boom, continuing with 2 Ezra 14 and the GNT. That's why it reads like this, people. It says, put earthly cares away from you. Throw down your human burdens and lay aside your weak human nature, right? Put off that mortal man. Put on the incorruptible, right? Put off the corruptible things. Get that out your mind, people. It's time to lock in. You understand what I'm saying? It says, put all your anxieties aside and get ready to leave this world quickly. You have seen many evil things already, but far worse things are about to happen. Bro, we haven't even really seen this is like the tip of the iceberg. We see what's going on right now. Gas prices going through the roof, right? We are literally watching the dragon turn on the whore, right? Matter of fact, let's get there right quick. Hate the whore. Right? Let's get there right quick, because obviously this ain't finna work for some reason. I think I'm gonna just have to read 2 Ezra from my phone. Let me see something, because it's just not doing what I want to do. For the StreamYard people, you have to forgive me. Let's get this right quick, right? Revelation 17. I'm starting verse 16, right? start verse 16. It says, "And the ten horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore," which we understand that to be America, right? "And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." See, the 10 horns going into the those 10 European nations and whatnot. That's talking about France, Spain, and whatnot. All the people that's a part of the BRICS or the a part of the NATO, Salakia. We're literally watching them turn on the whore, turn on America, right? We're literally watching them realize who America is. The nations are starting to see it. We see the same type of terminology in Isaiah 14. All right, let's get this. Isaiah 14. Let's see. Verse Salakia. There we go. Salakia, verse 10. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 8. It says, "Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no fellow has come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou also become weak as we?" It's talking about the king of Babylon, right? "Art thou become like unto us?" Because you have to understand this whole chapter, especially starting at verse 4, it says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, saying, How the oppressor cease and the golden city cease. The golden city being America. Why? Because all the nations for a time, they looked at America as like El Dorado, right? Where dreams can be made happen. You can come over here, make a name for yourself, whatever. That's how all the nations looked at the kingdom of America, right? It says, going down, it says, "All they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?" Right? Because we have to understand, America weakened the world, or they showed to weaken the world. They deceived the world. They whenever they dropped the bombs, whenever World War II happened, they was looked at as the powerhouse of the earth. So everybody was just under them. But we've been seeing time and time again at these last couple of months that America is being shown that they ain't really who they say they are. That facade of being a powerful nation or having the strongest military, that's being displayed to be false, bro. The nations are literally rising, looking around and saying, bro, America can't do nothing. And then Trump, out his mouth the other day, want to sit there and say we can fly a plane wherever we going. Talking to Spain. But we can fly our plane and land our plane wherever we see fit. What are you going to do about it? After we've just been proven, been shown to be weak. And when I say we, people, I'm not talking about us joining with this nation, of course. I'm just saying from the perspective of us that live over here, right? The nation of the kingdom of America, Babylon, has been shown to be weak. They're brought down, right? Let me see. Let me go back. Let me get 2 Esdras 14. I'm gonna read it out instead of coming back to the. So this 2 Esdras 14. I'm gonna start at verse 16, right? And it reads. It says, "For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein." Right? "For the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand, and now hastens the vision to come which thou hast seen." So it's basically just going into, bro, the world is about to get messed up, bro. It's about to get that much worse for everybody out here. Right? It's time to lock in. You understand what I'm saying? Keep the commandments of God, keep the faith in Christ. It says the moon determines the holy days. Its light grows full and then grows dim. It says, let the light. Let me see what this brother talking about. It says, then God said, let lights appear in the sky and separate. Yes, the new moon. The moon literally determines the seasons, the times. Hold on, let's get that verse. Right? The brother brought it out. Might as well bring it out too. All right, let me see. Let me see. So the people can see it, right? Just so the people can follow along, so you can see what the brother is talking about, and we can get into it, right? Let me bring this on stage because I know it's on stage right now. Cool. This is Sirach 43 and verse 6. It is the moon that marks the changing seasons, governing the times and everlasting sign. From the moon comes a sign for festival days, a light that wanes when it completes its course. Oh, what's going on? What's the name? It says the new moon, as its name suggests, renews itself. How marvelous it is! It is in this change a beacon to host on high, shining in the vaulted heavens. Of course, the purpose of the moon is to give signs and wanted to give time to let you know when things are happening. The sign of the new month. You know, some brothers look at the new moon or still choosing to look at the new moon as a Sabbath when you don't see any requirement in the law whatsoever for the new moon to be treated as a Sabbath. Hold on, let's get something right quick, right? Let's get some understanding real quick. You know, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, take away too much from the officers. I know they're going to come on and they're about to deal with said things, just in case anybody got any smoke, of course. Because my this thing wanted to. It says 6 days shall work be done. So let me change up how this viewership is going. There we go. It says 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in your dwellings. That's what I'm saying. A lot of brothers are still getting 7-day work weeks, 8-day work weeks, and whatnot, and not understanding that at the end of the month. Let me show y'all something. That's what I want to do. Let me show y'all something, right? Let me see if I can get this on lunar phases. Let me see something. See if I can explain this the best way I can. So boom, right? I'm gonna put it up on the screen right quick. Just want to go into something right quick. I want to show y'all something. I want y'all to look at something right quick, right? You're talking about the phases of the moon, right? The new moon, this is just another way to understand things for brothers that don't fully understand how to understand the new moon, right? This is just another way to understand things, right? The new moon starts the beginning of your month, right? The first quarter, right down here, this signifies this would be like your first Sabbath. This would be the first actual Sabbath, right? Will fall under a first quarter. The second Sabbath of the month will fall under a full moon. If you don't believe me, whenever you are keeping your Shabbat, look into the sky especially if you're keeping our calendar. Look into the sky or the brothers over there at Masada or the brothers at House of Bread, right? That we all have the same calendar, right? All praise to the Most High. If you go and look, and shout out to them brothers, of course. If you go and look at the moon during the time of these Sabbaths, they're either going to fall on our first quarter. The first Sabbath of the month is going to fall under our first quarter. The second Sabbath of the month is going to fall under a full moon. The third Sabbath of the month is going to fall under the last quarter, with the last Sabbath of the month falling under a waning crescent right before it goes into a new moon. Every single time, it has not failed. I promise you. Let me see something. I know Don Wally, you in the back chat. Let me see. I'm finna look at the calendar right quick. Let me see something. We have new moon that just passed, right? Of course, our new moon just passed, right? This is in our second. We are in our second month, people. The Sabbath this month is Thursday to Friday, or how you would look at it on a Gregorian calendar, Thursday to Friday, right? If you go look at the next Sabbath, like next week, if you go look at the first Sabbath of this month, next week, it's going to be a first quarter. Like, emphatic. And when I say, I'm talking about when Thursday night rolls in, look at what the moon looks like Thursday night. You're going to see a first quarter. I promise you. I've seen it every time. I've seen it every time. It has not failed. The second Sabbath of this month, it's going to be a full moon, a bright full moon at that. Salaka. It never fails, people. Right? It says, do you follow new moon? Yes, I do. It says, go to Zoom to track the lunar. It says, go to Zemagu to track the lunar Sabbath. I'm going to have to look into what the brother talking about. He said, I just came in. So what day was your new moon? For me, the new moon is over tonight at sunset. See, our new moon, brother, it just came in. I'm going to answer that for you. Our new moon was last night. It was from Thursday night. It came in Thursday night, and it ended last night, Friday night. Right? It's a 24-hour period, of course. We kept a Sabbath the day before that. Going straight. It was a perfect time. Like, it went straight into a new moon. It was perfect. Now, this would start my working day. Today is the first actual working day. So this is day one of the 6 working day period. And today, a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people look at things. You have to remember, you have to look at things in a Hebraic light, right? In a Hebraic worldview. The Hebrew day starts at the night, starts in the evening. No, the new moon is not the full moon, brother. The new moon is not the full moon. The new moon is when the moon is completely out of the sky. It said, so you don't follow the new moon as the day of 0.0 darkness at sunset. No, we do. It's just when you're looking at those websites, right? When they tell you that, like we have a lunar app, right? Like the lunar calendar app, right? It'll say 0.0. It'll say 0.0 one day. It might say like 0.12 or something. The beginning of like Thursday morning, it'll have like 0.01 or so. It'll have like a percentage, right? What you want to look at, because the moon is constantly changing its phase. It's like in motion. To make it simpler, it's always in motion. So it's not even the fact that we still keep it whenever the 0.0, when it's completely darkness in the sky. It's just the moon is always in motion of its phases. So where the website might say, it might clock it as Friday, it will have a 0.2. It says, why would the new moon be when the moon is dark? Because that's when it's completed its phases. That's what we just read in Sirach 43. That's when it completes all its phases. Whenever it goes back to, that's why it goes from waxing to waning. It starts over. It's new, right? But to answer the question to the brother, whenever you're looking at that app and it has a 0.1 or 0.01 or zero point 0.1, and then the next day it'll have 0.2. That's because the moon is constantly in its phase. It's constantly going in and out of its phases. So when the new moon comes, it comes, it's 0.0, bam. But by the time the next day, like let's say, like for example, this new moon comes in, it came in Thursday night and it ended Friday night. Well, on that app, it's going to show that it was probably like 0.1 or 0.01 before, and then Friday it'll show 0.2. That's because it's going into its new moon phase and coming out of it at the same time because it's constantly in motion. Like the sun doesn't have phases, so the sun is always just going to be the sun, but the moon has phases and it's constantly going in and out of its phases. It's it's on a cycle. Let me see. There's a verse for that. I got you. Let me see. People. Let me see. This is incentive. Salakia, people, I'm finna get this verse. It says the cycle isn't even perfect set number of days. It isn't supposed to be. What cycle isn't even a perfect set number of days? What cycle? The yeah, exactly. It's not supposed to be. It says the cycle isn't even perfect set of this. It says I keep the new moon when it's 0.0% at sunset. I get what you're saying, but for us, as long as it's 0.0% at sunset, we blow the trumpet. This makes it every 7 days. I mean, ours makes it every 7 days too, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I understand what you're saying. I'm not, I'm not gonna tell you to, you feel me? Because there's a what's the word I want to look for? Dawala. There's a threshold when dealing with the new moon. There's a threshold for time. Like you can start your new moon. Let me see if I can find it on. Let me see if I can show y'all on the screen. So show y'all what I'm talking about.
Yo, Shalom.
Shalom, Mike, go ahead.
Nah, you good. You good. I just had something I was gonna read when you done.
Let me see something. I'm trying to try to article Twilight. Let me see. Right, because you have like when you go on your phone, it's easier for me to explain it on my phone. But when you go on your phone, you have like different time zones. You have the nautical twilight, you have the astronomical twilight, you have sunset, or you have silver twilight, nautical twilight, and astronomical twilight. We go off of the nautical twilight all the way up into the astronomical, meaning from like, okay, let's just say for instance, right, the Sabbath was tonight, okay, brother. The Sabbath could start. You could start your Sabbath. So like anywhere between 8:16, right, p.m. and roughly around 8:45 p.m. It's like there's a he said to the brother that said the new moon is the new moon is please read Surah 15. Explain the full moon is full of light. Thank you. Right. So when we say that like that 0.0 and 0.1 and whatnot, I understand what you're saying. That's why I say it's a like the moon is constantly going through its cycle. It's always in a circuit. It's always moving. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Dawala. You had something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, to the brother who was in their new moon today. I mean, you're not necessarily wrong or anything like that. It's just like the brother Kabad said, when you remember how we view time Hebraically, the day starts at the evening. So like right now, if you was to go on a moon calendar, like we use the U.S. Navy calendar for the new moons, but there's all types of new moon calendars you can look at. If you look at the 17th, it has the new moon coming in on the 17th at 6 a.m., like 6:52 a.m. If you look at the Hebraic understanding,
So
the 17th at 6 52 a.m. is really the previous day because the day doesn't end or start until the evening time. And I'll slow it down because when you start talking about times, it get confusing, right? So uh the new moon is day one.
like it's up. So like, all right, but what's that calendar that you said we be using? It's the Navy calendar, right?
Yeah, the U.S. Navy calendar. That's
Yes.
all.
Okay, cool.
But to put it in the Hebraic sense, right? The 17th, if the 17th is supposed to be the new moon day, the 17th at 6 a.m. it would still be the day prior. So the 17th on the Gregorian calendar at 6 a.m. is still the 16th in a Hebraic understanding at 6 a.m. So that's why if you look at our calendar or you look at Masada's calendar, if a day is off by a day, 9 times out of 10, it's because of that understanding. If you look at when the new moon comes in according to the Gregorian calendar and it comes in before evening, then technically the new moon starts the day before. So hopefully that clears it up. I know that it's kind of confusing because Esau and jacked up time, but that's the reason. And that's why I said if you start your new moon like a day off, a day before, a day ahead, you're not necessarily wrong. It's just how our timing is in this system, in this kingdom. It's jacked up. I also wanted to read this to the brothers who think that the new moon is the dark moon. Aside from Sirach 50 in verse 6, like the other brother pointed out, I wanted to read something from the works of Philo real quick on that. And for those of you who don't know who Philo was a Hebrew historian, actually one of our people. He was an Israelite that wrote during the times of antiquity. So this is what he has in Special Laws number 1, in passage 178 on the moon. It says, the moon waxes and wanes in equal intervals, both as it increases and diminishes in illumination. The 7 lambs, because it receives the perfect shapes in periods of 7 days. The half moon is the first 7-day period after its conjunction with the sun. Full moon in the second, and when it makes its return again, the first is to the half moon, then it ceases at its conjunction with the sun. So the part that I want to highlight, it literally says the half moon in the first 7-day period. So Kabai, can you put that moon phases back on the screen?
Okay, Kyle, let me. Okay, Kyle.
Because it literally goes right into what you just was describing as far as if you go outside on the Sabbath days and you look at the moon, you're gonna see these different moon phases. Philo is saying the same thing.
Let me see. All right, Kyle, I'm gonna get it back on the
Say,
screen.
so
All right.
shout out to the brother that dropped that scripture in Sirach 50, 6-7. That is a major cut to anybody saying that the new moon is not the full moon. That's a good scripture.
Yeah, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Matter of fact, Kabai, while you're getting that, Oz, can you pull that scripture up?
Yeah, I already got it. If you read it in the KJV, I can just read it, but this is Sirach 50 in verse 6. It says, he was as the morning star in the midst of the clouds, and as the moon at the full, as the sun shining upon the temple of the Most High, and as the rainbow giving light in the bright cloud. So it's explaining how the full moon is when it's shining. A new moon doesn't shine.
Yeah, that great precept, And then going back to some history here, like Philo says, it says the half moon is the first 7-day period. So as the brother Kabai was explaining, if you look up there at the top where it says third quarter, that's the first half moon. That's the first week period of a Sabbath.
No. So like it's the that's at the end. You mean the first quarter?
Oh, so at the bottom, you look at the bottom, the first quarter, that's the first week. That's the first week of the Sabbath. So if you go back a week from the first quarter, you're at the new moon where it's dark. I mean, it's pretty clear cut. But hopefully that explains that. But I didn't know if you was done or not. I didn't want to hijack your time, brother.
Now go ahead. I'm just warming up the stage, brother. I had finished my lesson within that 15-minute frame. I was just dealing with whoever said something on the comments.
Well, shalom, everybody. Shalom. It's Deacon Dawala and Oscar Dark here. Yeah, man, we here. We're gonna talk just briefly on the new moon being the Sabbath. I know we had some back and forth discussions on Facebook. I believe the good brothers of Angels of Yahweh did a brief response video, I'm guessing, to our video. They wanted us to answer the questions that they presented in their video. So we're going to check it out real quick. So Kabad, I'm going to remove this and just talk about it. Shout out to these brothers though, man. Shout out to these brothers though, because one thing I will say, ever since we came out with this breakdown, it's been silent. It's been silent, man. it has been silent. I have not seen any Friday, Saturday keepers, talking about this. I haven't seen any smoke or anything like that. And that's weird, right? Especially with brothers who we know personally who keep the Friday, Saturday Shabbat. When we asked them, hey, did you watch the video? Did you? What are your thoughts, right? It's always, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it. And then we don't hear anything from them. So shout out to these brothers, Angels of Yahweh, because they actually took the time to watch the video, man. And it's kudos to them. It's kudos to them. Let's see. And then to the brother in the comments. I don't know if you watched the video either, right? The new moon is not a work day. It's not a work day according to our customs. The reason why we say a brother, if he so chooses to work on the new moon, the reason why we say we cannot say that is a sin is because we don't see it in the Torah being prohibited. We don't see work on the new moon being prohibited in the Torah. That's why we say that in our captivity, if a brother has to work or a brother has to, do anything of that nature, you can't say that he sinned, because then you would have to show that in the Torah, and you cannot. So hopefully that clears that up. But yeah, let's. Oz, did you want to say something? It looked like you was about to speak.
I was just about to say, I see a lot of brothers, because we was being technical with the law. I see that they believe that we've been saying that the new moon is a work day, but I just want to make it clear, we never said the new moon was a work day. We were just clarifying that if a brother was to work on the new moon, there's nowhere we can go into the Torah and say, hey, brother, you sinned. There's nothing that we can do about that. That's all he was explaining.
Yeah, and before I'll just speak a little bit more on that, what brothers have to remember, you can't add to the law. You can't say that something is a sin if it's not a sin, or else you would be sinning. So that's why we take that standpoint. And yes, the new moon is a worship day. And in the law, it really only tells you to give sacrifices. But we see historically our people going out and worshiping, going to prophets and going into the temple, which is why, again, we say in our culture, we would not be doing work because we would be out worshiping. Yeah. So let's get into this video, man, because I definitely want to highlight these brothers. And it's not smoke. I really want to get away from that, because brothers who shall not be named, I feel like they have tarnished debating. I just feel like they have tarnished debating. They've tarnished debating, and they've tarnished quote unquote smoke, right? Before it was kind of like an insider thing, right? We ain't really coming with contention, but we just call it smoke. But now that connotation has a negative connotation because of this debate culture. So I really, really, really want to distinguish ourselves from the quote unquote debate culture. Even if people in the chat want to come in and talk, I don't want to make it like, yeah, we just destroyed you, anything like. I'm trying to be different from the camps who we were previously under, right? So this is not a slight jab, anything like that to these brothers. They asked us to respond to their questions, so we're responding to their questions. We'll have a few of our own. If the brothers would like to discuss, we can do it. We can do it privately. We can do it publicly. It's literally whatever they would want to do. I don't really care. I'm just glad, again, people actually watched the video and actually took time to digest the material rather than just discard it.
Real quick, the brother Stephen, he said, also, anytime you see the new moon is day one or the first day, it is calling it a work day because day one to day six, it's not. Day one, another thing that I see what our people are doing, when you read the Bible, it's when you read the Torah about the Sabbath, it distinctly says 6 working days. If you believe that the new moon is a worship day, it wouldn't be included in your work week. And that's why the brother Dawala, if y'all go watch the Pentecost breakdown, he breaks down how that is the understanding of our people. We did not see the new moon as day one of our work week. It was day one of the month, but it was not day one of our work week. The day after the new moon is your first working day. That's why when you look on the lunar calendar, day 8 of the month is your Shabbat. But go ahead, Dawala.
Con. And yeah, because we mentioned in the Sabbath video, brothers really need to watch the Pentecost one too. They really need to watch that Pentecost, because Pentecost is the glue to it all. But yeah, let's get into the video. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear it or if y'all can't.
Con.
Y'all hear it?
No, there's no sound.
No sound?
No sound.
All right, I'm gonna do this then. Let me download it real quick. If y'all got something to say, go ahead. Let me download this.
Yeah, you have to understand, some people, that when it comes to keeping the Shabbat, right? Let's put everybody in a neutral state, right quick, right? So boom, we in the wilderness, right? I'm talking about wilderness, like the real life wilderness, right? How would you ain't got no calendar, this is an old argument. You ain't got no calendar, you got no phone, right? You ain't got nothing besides what God gave you, which is nature. How are you going to determine when the Sabbath is? Because you got to stay righteous even if you're in the wilderness. You can't just say, well, we're in the wilderness, and Lord ain't finna. No. Lord ain't dealing with that. How are you going to determine when the Sabbath is? I mean, it's what people call, it's like one of those, it's not a high level like question to ask. It's like, bro, it's simple. What would you do? How would you do it? What you gonna do? I said, bro, I don't know when Friday is, bro, but I think Friday today. What? It says also, anytime you say the new moon is day 1 or the first day, is calling it a work day because day 1 to 6 are work days. You're right.
That's why I answered him. I'm letting him know the new moon is day 1 of the month, but it's not day 1 of your working week. That's why when you read in the Torah about the Sabbath, it says 6 working days, then a Sabbath. Well, everybody knows when the new moon comes in, nobody's doing any work. Everybody's celebrating the feast. So,
yeah, I mean, keep it in, let's put it into perspective, people, right? If we're in our land, right, the new moon came about. It obviously is a celebration, right? It's a commemoration of the bringing in of the first day of the month, right? At the start of a new month, right? Everybody, because you are, I didn't want to swing this hard, but you are supposed to bring a sacrifice on the new moon to the temple. Yep. So people is going to the temple all ready to go bring a sacrifice. We're talking about Israel, people. Everybody has to bring a sacrifice, right? Not only that, everybody has to bring a sacrifice, so nobody's going to be in the like food courts or in the markets, and nobody's going to be selling anything because they're trying to get their sacrifice given to the Lord. So they at the temple. After the temple, what happens after that? It's not a work day, so you ain't got to go work, and it's not a Sabbath where you have to be restricted from doing anything like buying and selling, cooking, or kindling a flame and whatnot. It's. I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna turn up with for lack of better terms, you're gonna turn up with brothers and sisters. You're gonna commemorate the feast.
You gonna be turned, bro. You ever been to Louisiana? And on Sunday they be out there doing a little dance, and if you do one, that's what you gonna be doing on a new moon. Ain't nobody finna be out there selling grain so you can go plant crops in your field. No, brother, it's the new moon. Drink some wine, turn up.
Yeah, bro. It's like a second line, but we do it once a month. Everybody's coming down, right? Everybody is especially after leaving the temple. After leaving the temple, directly outside the temple, the markets and stuff. Well, I wouldn't even say the markets open back up, but things just open back up because people that just got through giving their sacrifice. The people that the people that's over like the markets, the food markets, the music and whatnot, they just got through giving their sacrifice. So now they free. So now they finna go downtown and they finna just, you know what I'm saying, start doing what they do. They finna start chilling. They finna start kicking it.
I'm having difficulties downloading the video. So y'all go check out them brothers, man. Let me put their channel back on. Y'all go check out these brothers, man. Show them some love. Show them some love. Matter of fact, go ahead and subscribe my damn self. Show these brothers some love, man. Angels of Yahweh. Their video is right here, the one that we're about to go into. I can't get the audio, so I'll just go to their main point and hopefully I could display their point properly. So their main point in their video, they were going to Exodus chapter 40. Right, and we'll read a little bit of this, right? Kabai, can you read Exodus chapter 40, verse 1? Just the first 2 verses.
Okay, kind of. It says, then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, on the first day of the first month, you shall set up the tabernacle of the tent of meeting.
Right. So their premise is that this is all happening on the first day of the first month, which would be the new moon. The tabernacles is being erected, right? So now their point, and it gives the Most High is telling Moses the things that he should set up, and then we get to the point where Moses starts to set up the tabernacle. Kabai, read verses 17 down to 23.
Khan, it says, now in the first month of the second year, on the first day of the month, the tabernacle was erected. Moses erected the tabernacle and laid its sockets and set up its boards and inserted its bars and erected its pillars. He spread the tent over the tabernacle and put the covering of the tent on top of it, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Then he took the testimony and put it into the ark and attached the poles to the ark and put the mercy seat on top of the ark. He brought the ark into the tabernacle and set up a veil for the screen and screened off the ark of the testimony, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Then he put the table in the tent of meeting on the north side of the tabernacle outside the veil. He set the arrangement of bread in order on it before the Lord, just as the Lord had commanded Moses.
So this is the point that the brothers are harping on here, right? In Exodus chapter 40 and verse 23, we see Moses put the arrangement of bread in reference to the showbread on the altar in the tabernacle, the altar that's in the tabernacle. So the brother's point is that, hey, we have showbread here, and showbread is supposed to only be put on the altar during the Sabbaths. And I believe they went to Leviticus 24 and verse 8. I'll just go there to do their video justice. Leviticus 24, I believe they started from verse 4. About if you can read from verse 4 to, or read verse 5 to 8.
God, it says, this is Leviticus chapter 24 and verse 5. Then you shall take fine flour and bake 12 cakes with it. 2/10 of an ephah shall be in each cake. Salah, verse 6, it says, but you shall set them in 2 rows, 6 to a row, on the pure gold table before the Lord. You shall put pure frankincense on each row, that it may be a memorial portion for the bread, even an offering by fire to the Lord. Verse 8, it says, every Sabbath day he shall set it, Salah, like every Sabbath day, like he shall set it in order before the Lord continually. It is an everlasting covenant for the sons of Israel.
Mm-hmm. And then you can stop right there. But yeah, that's their point. They're saying this bread here in Exodus 40 and verse 23 is the showbread, which it is a showbread. Because this bread is being placed here, it shows that the new moon is a Sabbath. Case closed, we're done. And it's not the case, right? So Exodus 40, you look at everything that's going on in Exodus 40, this is Moses setting up the tabernacle for the first time. This is literally the dedication of the tabernacle, which was commanded not only in the beginning of this chapter, but also in Exodus chapter 25. So, Kabad, read Exodus 25 and verse 23. We'll actually start from, just start from 23. Actually, you know what? For some context, start at verse 1 and go to verse 3, just so we can get some context. And then we're going to jump down to verse 23.
This is Exodus chapter 25 and verse 1. It says, then the Lord spake to Moses, saying, tell the sons of Israel to take a contribution for me from everyone whose heart moves him. You shall take. So let me start over with that. From everyone whose heart moves him, you shall take my contribution. Oh, Salah. Yeah. This is the contribution which you are to take from them: gold, silver, and bronze.
Mm-hmm. Skip to verse 8.
It says, have them construct a sanctuary for me so that I may dwell among them.
Mm-hmm.
According to all that I am going to show you, has the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of its and the pattern of all its furniture, so you shall construct it.
So the Lord is telling Moses to collect tribute from the people. Why? So that a sanctuary, which we know is a tabernacle, can be instructed unto the Lord. Then he begins to tell him all the things that are to be constructed in the tabernacle, right? So first, as you see, you got the Ark of the Covenant. He tells them everything they should do there, but let's jump down to verse 23, talking about the bread of presence, i.e. the showbread. Keep going.
This is verse 23. It says, but you shall also make a table of acacia wood, 2 cubits long and 1 cubit wide and 1.5 cubits high. But you shall overlay it with pure gold and make a gold border around it. And you shall make for it a rim of a hand width around it, and you shall make a gold border about the rim, for the rim around it. You shall also make 4 gold rings for it, and put rings on the 4 corners, which are its 4 legs. The ring shall be close to the rim, has holders for the poles to carry the table.
Mm-hmm.
And you shall make the poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold, so that with them the table may be carried.
Mm-hmm.
29, it says, but you shall also make its dishes, its pan, its jars, and its libation bowls with which to pour drink offerings. You shall make them of pure gold.
Mm-hmm.
You shall set the bread of the presence on the table before me continually.
So this Exodus 25, everything that the Lord prescribes and tells Moses to do is fulfilled in Exodus 40. That's it, which is the dedication of the tabernacle. In the dedication of the tabernacle, showbread was placed. In the dedication of the tabernacle, incense was burned. In the dedication of the tabernacle, sacrifices was made. In the dedication of the tabernacle, the priests were cleansed and were washed. That's it. There's no mention of the Sabbath there or anything. But here's the interesting point, right? They're doing work.
Yeah. If this is the Sabbath day and the new moon is supposed to be treated like a Sabbath because this is the beginning of the month, first day of the month, that's new moon. They're constructing a tent. And I don't know if anybody else, but when you do your tabernacles and you ain't got no pop-up tent, that's work. Constructing a temple, that's work.
Not only are they doing work, Kabah, read verse 25 for me.
This is Exodus 40.
Start from verse 24.
Okay. This is Exodus 40. in verse 24, it says, Then he placed the lampstand in the tent of meeting, opposite of the table, on the south side of the tabernacle. He lighted the lamps before the Lord, just as the Lord had commanded Moses.
So Moses lit a fire.
Oh,
so kindle flames on the Sabbath.
No, don't say that.
I mean, if this is proof that the new moon is a Sabbath, he just lit a candle on the Sabbath.
That's different because God told him to do that. You can't use that.
I know that's a lot of brothers is gonna say that. Well, God told him to do that, but in the same book in Exodus, 35 and verse 2 through 3, or 3 through 4, he tells them you cannot kindle a flame in any of your dwelling places. In any of them. Let's include the temple. So you can't just walk in the temple on the Sabbath day and just start kindling the flame. No, they would already have the flame going before the Sabbath came in, and they would have kept it going. So they wouldn't have to start another fire on the Sabbath. Anybody would be doing that. So
yeah. Now read verse 17. About read 17 to 19.
This is Exodus 40 and 17. It says, Now in the first month of the second year, on the first day of the month, the tabernacle was erected.
Well, it was what?
It was erected.
It was erected. Just because I haven't done this, but I wonder. All right, let's look at erected real quick. Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. This is on the fly. Wow. Goodbye. Read this definition for me, please.
It says erected is the past tense or participle of erect, meaning to build, construct, set up, or raise something into vertical position. To build.
So they literally built the tabernacle. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is questions, man. And I mean, it was it
was better than the rest.
It was better than the rest, right? But just to be totally honest with brothers, if they ever watch this, I wouldn't use Exodus 40. It's and no slight, promise you, no slight, but it's kind of a weak argument. Well, hold on real quick. Why? Let me explain why I say it's weak. Number one, Exodus 40 was prescribed in Exodus 25. It was a commandment. Number two, you don't get the actual in detail about the showbread until Leviticus 23. And then 3, when you look at Exodus 40, we see multiple violations of the Sabbath if this is a Sabbath, such as them literally building the tabernacles as well as kindling fires to light lamps. So I wouldn't take this position in Exodus 40. What were you gonna say, Oz?
I was just gonna say, because I know a brother's gonna say, well, you just read the English definition of erect. What it say in the Hebrew, and I was just gonna say, click on the Hebrew.
Oh, the Hebrew, yeah.
Go to the click on the word for erect. Then definition B, because I already looked it up when you go to the Browns Drivers Briggs. Definition, yeah. Go down to B.
This B?
No, keep it. I think it's 2B.
Oh, 2B.
I got it right here.
I'm just gonna go all the way down here, bro.
Yeah, 2B. But you know how to do it.
Yeah, let me just Exodus 40
and 18.
Yeah.
There you go. Go up.
Erect. Build.
I mean, oh my God. Hold on. Yeah, never mind. I don't know how.
Oh, the brother from Florida, he wants the link to hop on.
Con. We can send him the link. We're gonna send him the link. In just 1 second, brother. I wanna, because again, the brothers asked us to, answer their questions. So I wanna make sure we do that before we kind of move on. So that's our answer. I don't see anything in Exodus 40 that points to that day being the Sabbath, for the reasons that we mentioned. Now I wanted to bring up our PowerPoint here because I see we have to go back and explain a few things. So let's talk about, see, will this work? Yep, it will work. So Ezekiel 46:1, right? This is where I'm seeing brothers having some problems with present. There it is. Shit. Y'all still see me?
Yeah, we still see it.
Okay, hold on. Some weird stuff just happened. All right, so Ezekiel 46:1, right? It says, this is what the Lord God says: the gates of the inner court facing east shall be shut for the 6 working days, but it shall be open on the Sabbath day and open on the day of the new moon. So number one, this text, it shows a distinction from the working days as opposed to the Sabbaths and the new moon. So if the gates of the courts are going to be shut for the 6 working days, then that means they are open on what? Non-working days, which shows you that both the Sabbath and the new moon are not days that you work. Why is that important? Because when you go into the counts of your Sabbaths, especially Pentecost, if the new moon is not a working day, it's not a day that you're supposed to count in your Sabbath. Let's look over here. If you look at this calendar, if you have the new moon as the first day of the month, it is not the first working day. Why? Because Ezekiel 46, it shows you that it's not a part of the working days, which means what? That means day 2 of the month is actually your first working day. How does that work? Day 1 of work, day 2 of work, day 3 of work, day 4 of work, day 5 of work, day 6 of work, and then as the scriptures say, you rest on the 7th. That would be the Sabbath. And it's like that continuously until you get to the new moons. When you get to the new moons, especially on months where you have 2 new moons, you don't have any days in between of work. Meaning what? You have a Sabbath, you have a new moon. If you have a 2-day new moon, then you have a new moon on the 30th and a new moon on the 1st, and then your cycle repeats like clockwork. Like clockwork. So our questions that we have to the brothers is very simple. Again, the brothers, if they want to talk in private, we can do that. If they want to talk live, we can do that. I'm not one to go back and forth on the internet. Used to when I first came to the truth, and it took way too much of my time. I'm not doing that, right? So if the brothers or if anybody just wants to have a sincere conversation, just hit us up. You see the banner. The banner has our email, Instagram, all of that. We can discuss, right? So the brothers had questions for us. Ezekiel 46 was one. Exodus 40 was another. Our questions is simple. Number one, if the new moon is a Sabbath, do you give Sabbath sacrifices on the new moon? That's question number one. And then question number two is, how do you get Pentecost ending on day 50, the day after the 7th Sabbath, if the new moon is a Sabbath? So that is our questions to the brother. I'm about to put the link in the chat.
All right, sent it.
Okay, Con.
So if anybody
want
wants
to talk in private, brother, if you look at the banner that's on the screen that currently says subscribe to Just Run the Upright on YouTube, you're gonna see an email address real soon. Hold on. I'll say it live. A lot of handles. Y'all follow all the handles, all the music, Space City Records, Instagram. One second, TikTok. It is, right? Don't mind the debate part. Again, we're trying to get away from that debate spirit and culture. The email is spacecitybrews@gmail.com. You want to talk in private? We definitely can do that. spacecitybrews@gmail.com. Con, and again, man, I gotta emphasize it because once again, right, the camps that we came from have put a negative connotation on brothers having biblical discussions.
Bro, we can talk about the Bible, bro, and I have to feel no type of way.
Yes.
Come on, dog.
Yes, bro. And so yeah, brother, for sure. Hit us up. Hit us up. We want brothers to talk. We want to discuss. We just don't want to invoke that debate culture or spirit, right? The Sabbath and different ones for the new moons. I mean, yeah, brother. I mean, I don't know if this brother is with the doctrine.
Do you agree with us or do you not agree with? We don't.
He agree with us, but what it is he don't it's the like the technicalities of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what I'm saying, everything he's saying, it's like, bro, it's just the technicalities of the 0.0 light in the sky. Like that's why I was telling him about going off of those apps or those websites. You know, you have to remember that the moon is always in motion when it comes to going into its phases and out of its phases.
And then on top of that, it's 2026, so we got technology that can give us the exact lighting of the moon. Back then, if it was 2-3% light on the moon and you went outside and looked, you would see no moon. So I wouldn't, harp on the 0.0 illumination of the moon. I wouldn't do that.
Con. And again, I really implore brothers to watch this video, right? Because Pentecost is the key. Matter of fact, let me bring this back up.
Because I want everybody to know when Dawala brought this information to us, we was like, hell no, bro. This don't make no sense. So let us down.
So this is why I say Pentecost is the key, right? So yeah, I know whose calendar this is. I'm not gonna say their names, but this is your typical lunar calendar, honestly, right? If you have Passover on March 1st, like a lot of us, well, we had ours a month later, but let's say Passover is March 1st, right? When you go through the count to Pentecost, number one, you're going to run into weeks where you have 8 workday weeks. You're going to run into weeks where you have 8 workday weeks. I'm sorry to say it, brothers. That's not what the scripture teaches. It just doesn't. The scripture teaches you have 6 work days and then a 7th. So that's issue number 1. Issue number 2, when you go throughout, right, and you'll see it is notated as count whatever day it is, right? Like count 24, count 25. By the time you get to count 50, we have an issue because Pentecost is supposed to be the 50th day, the day after the 7th Sabbath. We have a problem. If you start counting Sabbaths and include new moons, it's Sabbath 1, Sabbath 2, Sabbath 3, Sabbath 4, Sabbath 5, Sabbath 6. Day 50 does not end the day after the 7th Sabbath. We have a problem. We have a major problem because this is one of the 3 biggest feast days. We have a problem, brothers. So if you haven't watched, honestly, in my opinion, where is it? This is the more important video. I see more people watch the last one, but this is the one that really confirms it all.
Yeah.
So hopefully that clears it up. If brothers want to talk, hit us up. Definitely we'll have a conversation. It can be in person, it can be live, it could be a phone call. We're definitely down. We done had multiple talks and discussions with other brothers such as Yadi from the Masada, such as Ariala from House of Bread. We all sat down and we looked at this thing and we said, yeah, man, this is the only way, right? And I know damn it, I keep taking it off. Let me bring it back up. I know one scoff that brothers keep saying is, well, it's the same thing in reverse, right? If you say we have 7 and 8 work days on the front end, well, you have 7 and 8 work days on the back end. Well, no, here's why. It all goes back to Ezekiel 46. The new moon is not a work day. So if it's not a work day, when you count, that would not be considered a day of work. If you go off what we're currently doing, what lunar keepers are currently doing, this day is emphatically a work day.
Yeah, y'all count that as a work day. Like that's emphatically what you're counting.
That's emphatically a work day. So that's why it's not the same. Because the new moon is not a work day according to Ezekiel 46. Then when you count, it doesn't break the Shabbat. Right now, this method of counting, it breaks the Shabbat. It does. There's no other way to say it. It does. If this is your Sabbath, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 work days. That's off, man.
Then on top of that, you didn't even have a Sabbath on the 7th day. You had a Sabbath on the 9th day.
It was 9 days. If this new moon is supposed to be your Sabbath, right? And this is an 8 work day. This is when the months intercalate out another day. Let's go to April, where it's not an intercalation, right? You still got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 8th day is your Sabbath. It's not the same.
That's not a complete week, as he would say.
Not a complete week, man. So yeah, we just wanted to say that because again, surprisingly, man, people have been silent. We've gotten more smoke from lunar Shabbat keepers than Friday, Saturday keepers. Oh, and speaking of Friday, Saturday keepers, I'm gonna give y'all a tidbit that I was privy to that I didn't know. Even they know their Pentecost isn't 50 days. Who would have thought? All of the years of Sakari, Friday and Saturday keepers, they love pointing out Pentecost and how our Pentecost count is wrong. And the whole time, their Pentecost is wrong and they know about it. Do you know what we call that, ladies and gentlemen? We call that hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. So I get it. Friday and Saturday keepers, they can't touch this information with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah. It would be best, it would be wise for them to sit back because y'all don't even agree with how we keep them Shabbat.
Yeah. So I definitely commend and as much respect and love to the brothers who are actually vetting the information out as the scriptures say. Understand first and then rebuke. Don't just watch the videos so you can get clips and points and then you say, yeah, you see, we're gonna make a response. No, watch the video intently and then hit us up. Don't just make a video and you didn't watch the video both full out. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't waste my time. Don't waste Oz time. Don't waste our time. If you have not watched the video, just don't waste our time. I would love to have a conversation, but I will not have a conversation with men who have not watched both videos. Yeah. I'm just gonna say it. I got other stuff to do in my life, brother. But that's it for me. What you got to say, Oz?
I was about to say, because we're gonna ask if you watched the video. Don't come in and be like, I don't know what's going on. Go watch the video first. Another scoff that a brother just told me on Facebook was, well, anytime you on a day that you don't do work is a Sabbath. That's what another thing is just because you don't do work on this day, that makes it a Sabbath. Can you bring up Leviticus 23 and 21 for me, Kabad, or anyone?
Oh, I got it. I'll
Okay. I was gonna grab it. You got it.
Well, you can read it. I just want to put it on the
put on
so brothers can follow.
Start at 15 for me.
What verse you need?
Leviticus 23 and 15, and then we're gonna end at 21. You ain't got to read the whole thing. I just want to get the context of what's going on here.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Verse 15, it says, this is Leviticus 23 and 15. You shall also count for yourselves from the day after the Sabbath, from the day when you brought in the sheaf of the wave offering, there shall be 7 complete Sabbaths.
I'll keep reading.
It says, you shall count 50 days to the day after the seventh Sabbath. Then you shall present a new grain offering to the Lord.
So I just wanted to show that this is Pentecost first fruits. You know why you have your 50th day count. When is that? That's for Pentecost. Can you read verse 21?
It says, verse 21, it says, on this very day you shall make a proclamation as well. You are to have a holy convocation. You shall do no laborious work. It is to be a permanent statute in all your dwelling places throughout your generations.
So I just got a question for any brother saying that, well, because you don't do no work on it, that means it's a Sabbath. That means Pentecost is a Sabbath now, even though it's supposed to be after your seventh Sabbath. So now we have double Sabbaths.
Yeah.
That's not any brother that's watching. That's not a good point. You need to stop saying, well, it is a rest day because you don't do no work. Anytime you don't do no work, it's a Sabbath. Well, then now Pentecost is a Sabbath. Passover is a Sabbath. I think that while you was bringing up the feast of dedication, that's a Sabbath.
Oh yeah, dedication is a whole. Then that's a, that's for another. Because brothers are getting hung up on when we said tradition. The feast of dedication, everybody, is not in the law.
Feast of dedication is not in the law, but guess what? When it came around, I can guarantee my bottom dollar when nobody was working during the feast of dedication.
The first day and the last day, because they keep it like tabernacles, in which the first day and the last day you don't do any work. But okay. But shout out to the brother on the screen, man. This is what we want. This is what we want. This is what we want, man. Dialogue. Again, we aim to be better than the camps we came from. Okay. I'm not here to make clips of nobody. I'm not here to say, you see, they stupid. We got them. I'm not here for a got you moment. I'm not here for that, bro. I'm not. We've been in this thing now for years. That's over with, bro. That's over with. Right? Let's actually have a conversation. Again, it don't gotta be live, don't gotta be none of that. Let's just have the conversation and the dialogue. So shout out to these brothers, man. It's good, like the brother Ariala mentioned when we talked to him, to see brothers who still got their spirit on them and who still pushing this work in sincerity and truth. Not for clicks, not for views, not for I got you moments. No. We for truth over here, man. We trying to get to the bottom of truth. Because the sooner we get to the bottom of truth, the sooner we get up out of here.
Yep. And like I was saying, but if you don't keep the Sabbath how we're trying to tell you to keep it, you technically will never be keeping Pentecost correct ever. It don't matter. It don't matter if you're a Friday, Saturday. You're a Friday, Saturday person. Your Pentecost will never align with the 50 days. And if you're a lunar Shabbat keeper, you keep the last day of the week, the new moon, as the Shabbat. You'll never get a 50-day Pentecost count. It'll never happen. The only way this will happen is how we're trying to tell you, brothers.
Bro, I'm so sorry. I hate when I do this. Things just come to my head, man, because you mentioned it. In our Pentecost video, Leviticus 23 and verse 15 is really the key, right?
Yeah.
7 complete or full Sabbaths.
That's what I was trying to explain, brother. 7 complete Sabbaths. What does that mean?
Let's go into complete. All right, and all of this again is in the Pentecost video. This one. See if I can show you the thumbnail. This one. All of this is in the Pentecost video, right? But you go into complete, whole, entire, full, perfect. So what would constitute as a full or complete Sabbath? 6 working days, and then the Sabbath on day 7.
Yeah. Anything outside of that, if you for any brothers out here talking about it's a double Shabbat, you don't have a complete week or a complete Sabbath. If you have 7 work days and then you have the new moon as your Shabbat, you didn't keep a perfect Sabbath. Like this is what it means by complete, or full, or perfect Sabbath.
Con, and that's why we say Ezekiel 46:1 is important because it tells you the new moon is not a work day. Meaning, when you start to look at how your Sabbaths are and your count of Sabbaths, you cannot include the new moon in a Sabbath count because a Sabbath is 6 work days and then the day of rest. So that's it. Hopefully, I don't got to keep bringing this thing up on the stage no more.
Yeah, but everybody should understand that with the new moon, we're not saying that it is a work day. We're just telling you there's no restrictions of work in the Torah on it. So if somebody was to work here in Babylon on the new moon, I cannot tell that brother that he has committed a sin.
Unless I want to be in sin.
Unless you want to be in sin. If you're telling brothers if they worked on the new moon, they are in sin. No, brother, you're in sin. Because it's nowhere in the Torah. If you go to Amos 85 and say, well, see, they wasn't working on Ezekiel 46. Now your understanding is we didn't understand that the new moon was a Sabbath until Babylon. Because it's not in the Torah.
Yeah, crazy.
You only get it from Ezekiel or Amos.
Yeah, crazy. And I will say, man, ever since we came out with this, our new moons be lit now. Oh my God.
I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot smoother.
Our new moons be lit. It was already lit. You know how we do. But now, man, I always look forward to new moons. But now, like, we actually could like plan. We actually could do stuff, bro. The new moon now, it's like, hey, what we doing? It's a time where the camp and the family is really coming together for real, bro. Yes. Yeah, time, brother. Shalom. Hey, hit us up, man. Hit us up for real. Like, out, lives off, all that. Y'all hit us up. Like, real talk. We definitely want to talk and have conversations. Again, we not for debate culture, bro. Trust and believe, though. If niggas want it, we'll revert real quick. We'll revert real quick. Y'all can go watch our old video. We'll revert real quick. But that's not what we're for, bro. I want to roar on Esau, bro. I want to roar on people who just vehemently come against the doctrine. I don't want to roar on my brothers, bro. I ain't trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that. But yeah, that's it for me. Oz, Kabad, y'all got anything y'all want to say before we close out?
Just if it's on brothers' hearts, if y'all could donate to us. The Cash App is $ Space City Brews, all lowercase. If it's on your heart, bro, and you want to donate to us, and help us get out to your city. You know what I'm saying? We can come out there, Unity Camp, or if you just want us to come hold camp in your city, you ain't in a camp, we'll come do that. But brothers gotta, they gotta help us out, bro, because a lot of stuff we come out of pocket for. So as we're doing now, we're educating, edifying the nation. Well, guess what, bro? Don't dine and dash. Come help us out.
Also, I say, because I seen some brothers from the Refiners was in here too. As we build, Jeshurun, as Jeshurun builds more and more, we do want to start, going traveling, bro. We want to travel and we want to start holding camps with brothers, man. I know, y'all know we tight with the Masada, but they are big brothers. But like, Masada, House of Bread, Refiners, man, it's our time, bro.
Yep.
It's the young men, those who know the Bible know that the Most High has always dealt with the youth. He's always dealt with the youth. It's the same as today, bro. The elders, they did a great job bringing us in here, but their time is up, bro. No slight at all, but their time is up, bro. It's time for us young men to fulfill those roles. So we definitely want to go out and we want to start having unity camps. We want to start fellowshipping with brothers. We want to start traveling. We really want to start putting that brick and that work in as we did previously in the old days, right? So tap in, bro. Tap in, because we definitely want to tap in with y'all. Kabad, you got anything?
Just for the brothers that's looking into that's looking into the information, the PowerPoint, the videos, and whatnot, have one thing in your mind. You know, the Lord said that the law is not burdensome to us. It's not hard for us to do, right? It should be seamless. Not to, I don't want to sound like I'm, I don't want to put that on brothers, but don't try not to make it so much of a yoke on brothers. Whenever y'all go look at these videos, really think about what we're trying to, like, really think about what we're saying. Don't sit there and try to hold on to the old way of thinking. Just really think about what we're saying first. Really allow yourself to take in the information. If really, just let your spirit digest the information, please. That's all we're saying. Just really look into what we're saying for real. So that's all I got to say.
Conway, man. With that, we want to give all glory, honor, and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh. We do so in the name of His begotten Son, Yahweh HaMashiach, who were ignorantly called Jesus Christ, who was indeed a black man. Shalom, everybody.
Salaki, one more thing.
Oh, boy.
I know you was quick. Salaki, one more thing. One more thing, people. Yes, we have a music video, Poppin' Prophecy, that's on the Space City Records page. People, tap in with us, right? We do have a record label down here. We do have artists, brothers in the truth, bringing out music for us to be able to enjoy and whatnot. People, please, right? We have a record label page. I'm gonna say it again. We have a record label page. It is Space City Records LLC. It is the Space City Records YouTube. People, tap in with us. We got music dropping. We got something in store for y'all. There's been a little bit of a drought, right? Matter of fact, yeah, he's trying to bring it up on the stage. Oh no, I thought it was. Anyway, we have. Oh, is it? Here we go. Yes, people, look at it, right? We have Space. It's a record label page, people. Poppin' Prophecy just premiered a couple days ago, right? Go tap in with it, right? Go tap in with we're finna start flooding that YouTube as well, right? We're finna start giving y'all an insight of how we are in our day-to-day lives, vlogs, and whatnot. We're definitely finna start cranking it out, people. Finna start turning it up. It's a new wave of this truth coming in. We're trying to show y'all it's cool to be righteous and still live your life, people. All right? That's the last thing I had. My bad. It's a lot.
No, that was great. We got music coming, man. We got more music coming. I know y'all like that hot fire. Man. BCV is still a classic. Still a classic, man. So yeah, shalom, y'all.
Shalom.
Space City boys. Let's go.
Hey, nigga, turn the beat up, Joe.
I like this right here. This a real Oscar type beat. Yeah. She keeps staring at my tassels cause she like the way they blink. Israelite, little baby, don't give a damn what you think. Oh, sir. Just like Solomon, you better listen when I preach. And if you ever reach, I'll guarantee I'm finna teach. Facts. Don't pop no perks, but I'll be popping prophecy. If you don't keep the law, then you can't get next to me. You can't. Future ruler, baby, yeah, that's my destiny. And I'ma let them hate while the Lord keep blessing me. Facts. Don't pop no perks, but I'll be popping prophecy. If you don't keep the law, then you can't get next to me. You can't. Future ruler, baby, yeah, that's my destiny. And I'ma let them hate while the Lord keep blessing me. And I don't fuck with niggas who don't practice what they preach. Can't do it. Most these niggas fake, man, they really just a leech. And if I ever speak, no, I gotta keep it brief. Wisdom come with time, you don't always gotta speak. Believe that. Don't test this doctrine, boy, you know you can't defeat. Nope. Why you in the kitchen if you can never take the heat? If you want the smoke, you can meet me in the street. Get the right to stand bold while the wicked gon' retreat. If you got some questions, I got the answers that you see. And if I see a Christian like for extra, I'ma tweet. You don't do the work because yourself, you really weak. She be quoting verses, but lil' mama still a freak. She keeps staring at my tassels cause she like the way they blink. Israelite, little baby, don't give a damn what you think. Just like Solomon, you better listen when I preach. And if you ever reach, I'll guarantee I'm finna teach. Don't pop no perks, but I be popping prophecy. Yes, if you don't keep the law, then you can't get next to me. Future ruler, baby, yeah, that's my destiny. We up next. And I'ma let them hate while the Lord keep blessing me.
Don't pop no perks, but I be popping prophecy.
Yes,
if
sir.
you don't keep the law, then you can't get next to me. Future ruler, baby, yeah, that's my destiny.
We up next.
And I'ma let them hate while the Lord keep blessing me.